My name is TaChelle Lawson. I'm the president of FIG Strategy and Consulting based in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today I am back with another unpopular opinion. And it is, don't hire that black guy. Ooh. Yeah, I did say that. If you saw my video last week on how DEI consultants have destroyed DEI, this would be the equivalent of that, focusing more on corporate leaders and how they are not helping either. In this emotional response to improve diversity, a lot of bad hires were made. And what I mean by that is people were put into positions that they were not qualified for. And I'm not referring to pilots or physicians or attorneys. I'm referring to people that did not have the qualifications or skills or leadership characteristics to be a diversity, equity, and inclusion director, did not have the skills or training to be a trainer, that were getting promoted, that were being hired into positions to fill and tick a box. That is not the same thing as a pilot who I cannot imagine, truly, I cannot imagine one executive saying, we're going to go ahead and risk this. Oh, you don't have all your flight hours? Don't worry about that. We need a black person. That's not the same thing. That's not even close to being the same thing. So what I mean by don't hire that black guy is what you are doing. If you have one of those policies that's doing the boxes, understand that when that person walks through the airport, that is what people are thinking about him. That he may actually crash that plane. He may not be qualified to fly simply based on his skin color. That's unfair to him. It's unfair to passengers. There's no way that that's good for business. So instead, let's examine this the way that it's meant to be. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is an examination of what has not gone right and what has not been course corrected in a very long time. So there's a recent study that came out. I'll actually leave that in the comments. That says it'll be the year 2104, 80 years before the race and gender pay equity gap has been closed. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is in place to address things like that. It is not meant to bypass or excuse or put untrained pilots behind airplanes. That's not what this is meant to do. But because, again, we've had so many bad actors, DEI consultants, we've had leaders that are responding out of fear and emotion. This is the perception. But the D in DEI, diversity, is about acknowledging this is real. Diversity is real. It is a fact. Whether we want to accept it or not, demographics are changing. That means that our customers are changing, our employees are changing. We need to have a better understanding of how we can best service our customers and our employees. The diversity is about acknowledging that you do not, nor should you have a completely homogenous team. You just shouldn't, unless you live in a completely homogenous community, which that does exist in the United States. But it was about examining, hey, are we being fair, or are we just hiring people that we know, people that look like us, people that make us feel safe, but we're not necessarily being fair in our hiring practices, which brings us to the E, the equity. If you cannot pronounce someone's name, therefore you toss their resume, that is bias. It's also called discrimination. But we know that that was happening. I don't like this person's name. Oh, this person graduated from college in 1964. They're too old. Oh, this person is probably Muslim. Oh, I'm not really sure. They didn't go to the right college. Therefore, those applications, those opportunities were being eliminated. That is real. The equity is about acknowledging we need to course correct that. We need to do better. That's what it is. It is not about looking at the resume, okay, of an HVAC technician and saying, oh, I'm pretty sure this person can fly a plane. That's not what this is about. The I is about the inclusion. That is about making sure that the D and the E match and are all represented and living in perfect harmony within your business. That's what the I is for. You cannot have the D and the E without the I. The inclusion is the most important part. So if you are excluding anyone at any point without merit, meaning if you are dismissing someone's resume or application, it has to be because they're not qualified or because that person is not a good fit culturally. And what I mean by that is, an example, I'm a carnivore. I really am. I probably am not going to be the best cultural fit for an all vegan food company. Unless you want someone who really understands and loves meat, right? Then that would be a diversity perspective. But without merit, there is no reason to eliminate someone. That is what the I is for. It is to make sure that the D and the E are being well balanced and that it's intentional. As what the I should be for, intentional. I also encourage all corporate leaders to examine their hiring practices. If you have done box ticking, you've probably lost some trust with your customers as well as some of your stakeholders. We should probably talk. Stop with the performance hiring. Black History Month is a really, really good time to initiate that new policy. And instead, start being intentional. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? Let me know what you think.